Rick, how you doing? This is Christian down here in Santiago, Chile, and this is my entry to your contest, to your 600 contest. First of all, congratulations on passing by way overpass that mark. You asked to to show to let us know, to let you know a little bit more about ourselves. So kind of an identity crisis. This is me. This is my channel. My name is Cristiano Osorio. That's mostly everything that appears on my channel. That's my name and my father's and my family name. That's my father's name. Here in South America, we use our father's name to as a surname, and so that's my father, my first name and my father's name, and that's my family name. I'm located in Santiago, Chile, here in South America, at the bottom of the continent. I will try to put a map here so you can see where I'm located, and if maybe you can give me a visit if you're sometimes here in South America. So my channel, I like music. I discovered music. I discovered music around early 80s, 82, 83, 84 maybe. I was listening to was playing on our local radios, local FM radios. In those days, mostly pop stuff, things that you can always find in the Billboard magazines in the top 40. That was the kind of stuff we were constantly listening to, and of course a lot of Latin stuff that of course was played here constantly in all over the places. So from those days, I still keep some of the things I was listening to, like these cool tapes. What do we have here? Some two men at work, things that I used to listen, business as usual, and this one is cargo. Some Dark Hole and Notes, one H2O, and of course some really cool Queen from 1980. I think this was the first one that we bought with my brother, and we played constantly when we were traveling in the car with my parents. So that was part of the thing that I was listening to in those early days. Also this stuff, Survivor, Eye of the Tiger. I don't recall what year is this one. Can see it, 82. Also some early Police I was listening to. Really cool stuff. They were all over in those years on the radio. And of course this guy, the king of the 80s, if I can say that. This guy was huge, massive. This album, I think, is still the number one selling album in history. So you can escape this album. So that was the kind of stuff I was listening in those early days here in Santiago, in Chile, because back in the day we did not have any access to MTV or cable TV. There was no way you can find those things, and everything that was played on the radio was pop stuff, mostly, as I was telling you, from Billboard magazines, Latin stuff, songs in Spanish, mostly romantic stuff. So it was kind of so, but slowly I started to discover this new music that was coming from outside of Latin America, most first from the States and then from Europe. And I have told this story many times that one day I was back in my house, and my younger brother came back from school with a small cassette tape, dub cassette tape of this album. And this album really changed my music journey. From that day on, this was the path I was going to walk, travel, till now. This is Maiden. This is the number of the beast. This is the band I like the most. This is the band I have seen most time, I think, or maybe Metallica, but I don't know. But this one was a game changer for me because it opened the door to this type of music and everything that came after. I was looking for something kind of similar to Maven, with good harmonies, with loud guitars, with cool lyrics, of course with cool images in the artworks, great drumming, everything that can be related to this type of music. I was going to look after. So that was around those years when I, of course, started to discover other type of those music, of those styles, like Dio. Of course, some more. This this band was really good to me. Fastway, the first one was Fast Eddie Clark, great stuff. What else I was listening to? Yes, this one is really important. Rat, because they opened the door to that glam scene, LA scene from LA rock scene from Los Angeles. It was really really important. Rat and Token, two of my favorite bands from that city, from that sound. This one is a great album. This one and the second one, I still listen to them on a regular basis. And I still think they are really really cool stuff. What else do we have here? Of course, some Helix, some Helix. My first Maiden cassette I bought. As you can see, everything is translated in Spanish, as it was kind of usual in those early days. Also, some Standing Dokken, everything in Spanish. Motley, Theater of Pain, but translated El Teatro del Dolor, as you can see. What else do we have here? Some early thrash metal, Anthrax, Warrant. You can escape these guys in the mid late 80s with Dirty Rotten. What else we have here? When Dokken broke up, this one was really good to me. Lynch Mob, their first album. This one was the album that helped me to discover the Scorpions. What else do we have here? Early Twisted. And Accept, that I discovered with the previous album, but with Restless and Wild, then also was a great album, and then the Russian Roulette, and then came this one that now I need to revisit because it's a game changer for them. This is not a good one, but it's not as terrible as many of us think. This is the hit with Dave Reese on vocals. This is the alternative cover. I think this is a Spanish cover. This is I think it's from Spain, if I'm correct, because here it says CBS, and you can see here in the cassette check. But this is really good. So that's kind of stuff that I was listening in those days. Of course, really important to us was this band. This is Barón Rojo, the most famous and most popular band from the heavy metal scene from Spain. Great stuff. If you want to check some cool Spanish heavy metal, please look after Barón Rojo and the album Volumen Brutal. There is also an English version that it's this one. When they decided to do this album, everything in English. I don't know if you can see, but that's good. If you can handle English lyrics sung with a heavy Hispanic accent, give it a try. What else was really important to me? Of course, this one, White Snake, the self-title. Here this is an Argentinian present, and they added this in 1987 because we all know the original album does not have this one. So they're self-titled. Here is known as 1987. Of course, this one. I discovered these guys after Maiden. I think it was with this one or with Screaming for Vengeance. I cannot recall. Of course, Priest was made a huge impact in my early days. Along with my brother, we used to play this album a lot. What else we have here? I was talking about some cool hard rock, Skid Row, 89, great stuff. Also some Tesla, great one. I discovered them with debut, the great radio. Sorry, oh, I pretty forgotten the name of that one, but you know which one I'm talking about. This one is also really good. I discovered Van Halen with this one, so it was not a big issue when they switched, when they fired, or when David Lee Roth left the band. So this one was a really good one, and I have no problem with Van Halen adding as another member Sam here. So it was no issue to me, because I just discovered the band with this one. I listened to the first Def Leppard on Pyromania, and then came this one. This was really good back in the day, but now you can tell everything after this one is not so good. This one is okay. It's not as good. It's not as good as the first two albums, but and then Pyromania is kind of a little bit more to the pop side of rock. Of course, this one with Matt Lynch on the production, it's a pop. I don't know. It's a pop cathedral. Everything is huge, but this one was a massive album in those days. The way I discovered power metal was with this one in '87. I listened to this album on on a local radio that played this album in its entirety, and and because it was a regular show, I knew they were going to play one album, so I put a cassette, press record, and this album came, and I recorded it, and love it till now. Of course, Halloween Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1. This one was a cool discovery. DAD, Disneyland After Dark, one of the best things that came out from Denmark after Merciful Fate, or alongside Merciful Fate. This is from 1989. This is No Fear Left for the Pilgrims. Cool stuff. So as the 80s start to fade away, of course came the 90s, and everything changed. Let me see here. Everything changed, and all the bands that I used to like from the 80s were banished from being played on radios, on everything. MTV here started to have some local shows. There was a Latin MTV by the end of the 80s or early 90s, so they started to playing a lot of stuff from the 90s. Of course, the first thing I saw was Nirvana, and it was really huge. I was around 21, 22, so it made a big impact in me. And of course, I started listening to a lot more of alternative or grunge stuff, and like we have here, of course, Soundgarden, great stuff. Alice in Chains, not this one, of course. This is one with William Duval. I didn't want to show the usual suspect, so this one was a really good one by Alice in Chains. Of course, Pearl Jam, Vitology, and one of my favorite bands from those days is this one, Primus. This one is selling the Sea of Cheese, great stuff with the guys over there. Les Claypool, Larry Lalonde, and Tim Herb Alexander, great ones. Also, these guys, Faith No More, the Stone Temple Pilots. This one is number 4. Then also I discover these guys, but not with this one, with the second album, yes. Dream Theater make me listen to a more heavy progressive music. This one is a live recording. And of course, when Nirvana disbanded because of Kurt Cobain's suicide, I listened to this one and I like it very much. Now I'm not so fan of Dave Grohl's latest stuff, but this one was really good, and I remember listening to this one a lot. Lately, these guys, they really made an impact, and I think kind of help to keep heavy music still listenable in some parts of the world, and it was still relevant to many of us because this one was the heaviest thing I was listening back in the day. I did not I did not like extreme music like black or death, grindcore, and all that kind of music, because music to me has to have some cool melodies in the vocal. So, and that's the main issue why I'm not a big fan of that kind of music. That extreme music does not appeal very much to me. But Pantera helped us to still wanted to listen to heavy stuff, thanks to this one, Bulk of the Display of Power, and of course to the previous one, Cowards from Hell, and Far Beyond Driven. Great stuff. And lately in the early 2000s, not listening too much to a lot of new music, like the things that were coming out, like metalcore, new metal. But these guys made a big impact in here, and I like them very much. System of a Down. This one is Toxicity. I think it's really cool the way they mix those Armenian influences they have in music with heavy metal, with kind of streaming music, and it was really good to discover them. I kind of still like this thing. This is the farthest I want to go with that type of music that came around the 2000s. The new wave of I don't know, heavy music, the new metal, the that type of the emo, all those screamo type type of music that I don't like very much. But then listen to and discovering the YouTube and the VC, I got the chance to revisit a lot of stuff from the early days, from the 70s and the 80s, that I was missing, because when I discovered music in the 80s, I missed a lot of the bands from the 70s that in that decade were not releasing music, or practically you cannot listen to them unless you were a fan of them in the 70s when they came out. So that's why I was a little late to the party, and I started to go backwards and discovered, of course, the Mighty Step, Black Sabbath, Purple, Who, The Who, Kiss, the Stones, you name it. All of those bands that were big in the late 60s, in the 70s, and they were not kind of cool in the 80s. I discovered them many years later, and I'm still discovering some of those stuffs and going back and getting a lot of the catalog. And in the most recent years, I've been watching and seeing a lot of cool stuff here in YouTube, and finding out that I really miss a lot of great stuff from the 80s. That now my main goal in my collection and in my channel is try to fill all those huge gaps that I have in my collection, that I really need to to fill. So that's why in the past years I've been finding out, of course, some wasps, some exodus, getting more of those stuff that I was missing. Some warlock, the good old manowar, some tankard, because I really need to get a lot of thrash from Germany that I don't have that much. Of course, some testament, annihilator, some grave digger. What else do we have here? Some armored saint. I still need to get more of those. Some flotsam and jetsam. Even some new wave of British heavy metal I still miss. Here we have quartz, and even some more commercial stuff like our good old guys from Switzerland, Crocus, and even discovered some lesser bands from lesser known countries in the music scene from Europe, like this cool band from Belgium. This is Crossfire on the good old Mausoleum Records. That it was a really nice surprise to discover, and also listen to some kind of newer bands that are playing the type of music that I still like Traveler. These guys are from Canada. I still need to get this is their debut. I still need to get the second one, but this is a great stuff. So, so that's it. That's my kind of a music journey. Rick, hope you like it. And that's in a nutshell what I have been listening from the 80s till now. I discovered heavy metal in the early 80s. Tried to listen to a lot of what was available down here in those years. Then came the 90s. Then came college. So it wasn't that easy to get music, and the 90s completely changed everything down here, what I was listening and what was available at the record store or at the radios. Then came the 2000s that it was not like everything that was coming out from those days, and in the last I don't know 5 or 6 years I was going back thanks to YouTube, thanks to the VC, and discovering all those cool bands from the 80s that completely passed me by. And so that's in a nutshell my music journey. And the thing I will try to keep on is to adding more things from those years to my collection. I don't know, and also try to discover new bands that I think they are playing some good music. So that's it, Rick. Hope you like my entry. This is Christian again down here in Santiago, Chile, saying goodbye. Congrats on your 600 subscribers. I'm sure you will be hitting 1,000 in a very short period of time. Thanks again for having this contest, and sorry it took me so long to do my video. Hope you like it. Till next time. See ya.